Welcome to Encounters with Life. I'm Sean Abigail, your host. So, what were my biggest financial mistakes? I'm going to be very transparent in this video, telling you about some not so stellar highlights of my investing career. So, first of all, let's talk about General Electric. General Electric was the darling of the business world. They could do no wrong. Their leadership were all solid gold. Jack Welch was telling us exactly the way it would be done. And I remember one time when General Electric's dividend was about 3%, and the stock took a little dip, and now their dividend was 4%. And I phoned up my broker and I said, let's get some General Electric stock in my portfolio. And I said, at 3%, it's nice, but a 4% dividend for GE, this is spectacular. And I had ignored some of the fundamentals of the stock and the way the stock was going and so on, and it continued to go down. So I lost some money on that one. That was my first financial mistake. My second financial mistake was Research in Motion, which later became known as BlackBerry. They were the company that produced the BlackBerry, I almost said BlackBerry iPhones. That would have been a slip. Produced the BlackBerry mobile phones. And I thought, okay, this is a company, I know a bit about it. It's doing well. And that was my my master's degree in financial pain. And I remember subsequent to their fall, reading a book, which I got on sale, about BlackBerry, and it was written at the height of their rise, and said, well, there's all kinds of rumors that go around, but one of the most persistent rumors is that there is some device that will beat BlackBerry, and that's not going to happen. It's like, And then what happened? Well, the iPhone came out. And when the iPhone first came out, it wasn't actually that good a phone. It dropped a lot of calls. But Apple stayed with it and made a lot of brilliant design decisions. And now the iPhone brings in a huge amount of Apple's income. Unfortunately, it didn't bring in a lot of my income with BlackBerry. So that was my second big mistake. My third big mistake was buying Nortel stock. Nortel was the darling of the Toronto Stock Exchange. It was a Canadian success story. Its market cap made up about 1/3 of the entire Toronto Stock Exchange. And it seemed like everything they touched turned to gold. And the stock was trading at $100, $110. And then all of a sudden they had some bad news and the stock dropped down to 70. And I remember thinking, I got to get through to my broker. I got to get my broker on the phone to buy some. And, he wasn't quite as interested in it as I was. But I insisted that, here's a company that's worth $110 a share, and I can get it on sale for $70 a share. And so I put 10% of my retirement savings in that one stock, and it kept going down. And it ended up going down to 68 cents a share. At which point my broker sold it for me without charging me a commission. And you know that you've hit the bottom of the rung, bottom rung on the ladder, if your broker offers to sell something for you without making any commission. Incidentally, a friend of mine bought Nortel stock at 68 cents a share and sold it at $1. But anyway, I lost 10% of my retirement savings, and that was my PhD in financial pain. But now let's talk about my number one mistake in investing, and that is I started late. Now, part of it is that I did 2 degrees in university, so I was 4 years behind my peers. Part of it is I worked for the government for 3 years, which was great experience, but they had a defined benefit plan. And I thought if I was just making my contributions to that, I didn't have to make any personal contributions. Then I left the government and I took the money that had been put aside there and I used it as part of a down payment on a house rather than reinvesting it. So I was actually about 31 years of age before I started saving for my retirement. And I would say that was my biggest mistake. Now, I've got some good news for you. You can make mistakes and you can still recover. So financially, I'm doing all right. I'm not ready financially for retirement, not even close, I would say. And thankfully, I'm also not ready psychologically or emotionally ready for retirement. I still have a lot that I want to do, a lot I want to accomplish in the workforce, particularly around mentoring more junior staff, mentoring new managers, and so on. So you can recover from a failure financially. I will talk in future videos about some of the things that I did right, what I did right with cars, what I did right with houses, what I did right with credit cards. That's coming up in a future episode, but for now, thank you very much. This is Encounters with Life. Let me know your opinions. Let me know your thoughts, and if it's not too personal, let me know about your experiences as well in the comments. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hey, if you found this content interesting, if you think this channel has potential, please like and subscribe. And also, if the content might be helpful to someone, please share it with them. I hope that you'll help the channel to grow. Thank you. Bye-bye.